Hello, I'm Mark Hammett, minister of the Weber Road Church of Christ in beautiful Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm glad that you're joining us for this devotional and daily Bible reading, and I hope it encourages you to keep God in mind always, not only at His Word, listening to Him speak to us through the Bible, but we also need to go to Him in prayer because He wants to hear from us, and we need to communicate with Him, letting Him know and others that He is in control. And again, I'm glad that you're joining us, and if you're from our local area here in Corpus Christi, we hope that you'll join us or investigate us or check us out here at the Weber Road Church of Christ. We have a great church family made up of many different members who are of different ages. They're from different areas of the country. They have different occupations, and again, great diversity here at Weber Road. And we'd love to have you visit with us and check us out. You may want to turn to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 is where our reading will come from in just a moment. It was at a grocery store that a man noticed a lady with her very young child, a little toddler. The child asked her for cookies. The mother said no. The little girl began to cry loudly. And the mother patiently said, "Now, Missy, we're halfway done. It won't be long." Well, the same thing happened in the candy aisle. But this time, the little girl kicked and screamed, and the mother said, There, Missy, only 2 more aisles and we'll be done." At the checkout counter, the child reached for the gum. She spilled some candy on the floor, and the mother said no. She began to scream louder than ever. The mother was very patient. She said, "Missy, we'll be through this checkout stand in 5 minutes, and then we can go home and both have a nice nap." Well, this man was pretty impressed. He followed them out into the parking lot and complimented the woman. He said, "I couldn't help but notice, ma'am, the patience that you showed there to little Missy." The mother looked at him and said, "Thank you, sir, but my name's Missy. She's Francine." You think about that story and probably how true that is in so many ways at pretty much every grocery store in America. You know, children sometimes can really try our patience, especially when they mean to test us and to see just how far they can go before the rules are set down. Well, I want to read with you from Ecclesiastes chapter 7. Starting in verse 1, it's a great passage where we get great wisdom. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, starting in verse 1. "A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For this is the end of all mankind, and the living will lay it to the heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for the sadness of face the heart is made glad. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better for man to hear the rebuke of the wise than to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fools. This is also vanity. Surely oppression drives the wise into madness, and a bribe corrupts the heart. Better is the end of a thing than its beginning, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not quick in your spirit to become angry, for anger lodges in the hearts of fools. Say not, why were the former days better than these? For it is not from wisdom that you ask this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and advantage to those who see the sun. For the protection of wisdom is like the protection of money, and the advantage of knowledge is that wisdom preserves the life of him who has it. Consider the work of God. Who can make straight what He has made crooked?" Again, there are a lot of great teachings in that passage of Scripture from Ecclesiastes chapter 7. And I would encourage you to go back and read it. And some of those are what I would call no-brainers, where you go, duh, that makes so much sense. And others of those will make you really think. And think about how we react to things, think about what we do. And I would encourage you, as we have been here at Weber Road throughout the year, to see things more from the eyes of God than just from our own vantage point. And we can do that in many ways because God has given us wisdom and instruction found only in His Word. So I hope that you'll go to His Word quite often, not just maybe perhaps at our times together as we study, or that we worship God on the Lord's Day, or when we're in a Bible class with other Christians, but you'll continue to read from His Word little by little, learning more and more. And as I've always said throughout these devotionals, let Him change and mold and shape us into the man or woman that He wants us to be. And hopefully this will encourage you to do so. And may the Lord bless you richly as you seek to follow His will.